Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Hi. This is like a bit weird. It has been a while since I've last filmed a video. It has been like maybe 2 weeks or a week. So I feel a little bit awkward right now. I feel a little bit weird. But welcome back to my channel. And welcome to the first ever episode of my new series that I'm gonna start, which is a podcast. Yes, I'm starting a podcast. But in this podcast, I plan to just talk about things, like topics that interest me, things that are like on my mind, things I want to talk about. And I've decided to name this Lemoni. That's what I decided to name this specific podcast. And the reason why, it's actually a reference to a poem. And if you've read the book called As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows, you would know this poem. Yeah, there's like a really famous book called When the Lemon Tree Grows, and I don't know if you know this specific book, but it's actually this book title is a reference to a poem by Nizar Qabbani, who is a Syrian poet. And basically the poem that I'm talking about and the reference is roughly translated to, which I translated it, by the way, so it might not be very accurate, but every lemon will birth a child, and it will be impossible for the lemons to end. And I know that sounds weird, but basically what it means is that lemons are sort of ideal. You can pluck out the lemons off of the tree, but as long as the tree grows and as long as these ideas remain, you cannot prevent them. And it's a very political, like it has very political meaning. You can kill people with revolutionary ideas, but you cannot kill those ideas. As long as they grow, as long as that we are teaching it to each other and we're talking about it, these ideas will continue to grow, and the lemon tree will continue to grow. And that's essentially what it means. So in reference to that, I've decided to call this podcast Lemoni, which means a single lemon in Arabic, and basically it's basically going to be my different ideas that interest me, things I want to talk about. It's not going to be very well researched stuff. I think if it is researched enough, if it's credible, I will let you know. But I think I'm just going to talk about things that I want to talk about, regardless of credibility and how good it is, how well researched it is. So just pulling it out. This is my new series, and it's my New Year's starting the new year with something new. I have been doing YouTube for a year now officially, and yeah, I just want to try something new. I kind of do always the same video, so I want to try something new. So yeah, in this specific episode, I really want to talk about goals for the new year and sort of my kind of relationship with that. Ever since I was a kid, I hated like resolutions. Like everyone would be like, what are your New Year's resolutions? And I never ever wanted to write a resolution. I always thought that writing resolutions is stupid because you will end up not doing them. At least that's for me, and it would depress me because at the end of the year I would look back like, oh, I didn't do anything, and I would get super depressed. I just have ability to I have a fucking inability to commit to anything, and it truly gets to me. So at the end of the year when I look back and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't done anything I wanted to do, I get so fucking depressed about it and I get sad about it. So ever since I was a kid, I'm like, I will have 0 resolutions, and that way I don't get disappointed. It's a coping mechanism. It's not a great coping mechanism, but it's a coping mechanism. But I think starting like 2024 and 2025, I've started to kind of plan out my year and have like kind of goals and resolutions. And yeah, this year for 2025, I did have a goal. Like I did have multiple goals. Did I do them all? No. Did I do most of them? I think also no. I think I did enough. But it doesn't depress me as much. And looking back at it, I think it was just really, I was afraid of having any form of expectations, because I, was heavily disappointed in my life and I didn't want to have expectations. I was afraid to have expectations. But now that I'm older and have done this before, I don't really care if I don't reach the goal, as long as I have had the inspo to do something. It's, I think, enough for me. We often we're too focused on results as a society, in my opinion, and I think that we should start enjoying experiences rather than the actual thing. Like, I'm glad that I have the ability to think, okay, I want to work out more. Like, the fact that I recognize that is really good for me, and the fact that I'm trying, even though if I failed it, that's cool, but the fact that I continue to try is actually an amazing thing, and I actually am proud of myself for that. But one thing I did do, which is read. Like, I've read a lot this year, but I realized something is that having a theme is so much better than having like goals. And I will have goals, but I think having like a theme, like having like a kind of distinct theme of what you want the year to look like. Because I've had all of these goals, and I had like measures on how to, like kind of track them. Had too many goals, I think, and just because of that, I didn't really end up doing much of them. And I think that's why having like a general theme or general feel of what a year should look like is a lot easier. And when this year started, I felt like this strong urge to get more educated. That's what I really wanted to do, is specifically about politics, specifically about economics. And so this year I kind of focused on that, and every single step of the way I was just talking and I was just thinking about that, and having that sort of general theme of I want to get more educated has helped me navigate the rest of the year. So I think that, to me specifically, I think it's easier to have a specific theme and a specific feel and a vibe of what I want the next year to look like, rather than have like very concrete goals. And I will have really concrete goals. I think I'm gonna still do them, but I will still focus. Like, I will put most of my focus on this specific theme that I want. And I saw a video earlier, and I will link down below. I really like this video, and I think I'm gonna do her prep for the next year as well. But she talked about how she has 3 words that describe the rest of the year, how the year will look like. And I think 3 words to describe a year is actually a really good idea, because I think that oftentimes I forget my goals. Like, unless you're actively looking at them, like unless you write them out, put them somewhere, you'll see them every day, you're gonna forget about them. At least me, I'm the person who easily forgets. But I feel like 3 words of what you want the year to look like is things that are really easy to remember. It's going to be very easy to stick in your head, and it's also going to be something to remember when you're like making decisions, like, oh, but this year I wanted to do this, so I might as well do this, like, right? So having 3 words, I think, is really smart, and I think I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to have 3 words that are going to describe the year. But I did want to like look through what I've written for my goals and see, like, we're gonna look into it. We're gonna see how many goals did I write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, these were the goals for the year, for this specific year, for 2025. So basically, first of all, I wanted to fix my routine, so I just wanted to continue, because 2024 to me was like basically building habits, like really good habits for me, and that was something I really struggled with growing up, and struggled with to this day. I still struggle with, but I really worked on that during 2024, and it actually has stuck with me to this day. It's gonna be nearly 2 years now, so it's actually a really good thing to do. But I wanted to fix it even more. Was I able to do this? To some degree, yes. It is a little bit better, but it hasn't quite reached where I thought it was gonna reach when I wrote down this goal. So I don't think it's fully there. I also wanted to start lifting, because my main an activity, like physical activity that I do, is biking. I love biking. Biking's my favorite thing ever. I do it like 4 to 5 times a week, and I do like around an hour per day, from 45 to like an hour per day, and I love it. I love it so much. I love biking so much. I've noticed how much it affects my life. Like, genuinely, if you want to have a better mental health, have a better life, just start biking. Like, I don't know why this biking helps my mental health in a way that I've never experienced in my life. But I wanted to start lifting. Like, I just wanted to start lifting weights because I feel like I have really weak muscles. Specifically, my arm muscles are kind of weak, and my like chest and my shoulders are very weak. So I wanted to start lifting and also like fix my posture. So I wanted to start lifting twice a week. Did I do that? There was a period where I did do that, where when I traveled and for an entire month I did do that because I went somewhere where in the building there is a gym and there's a lot of machines, like weight machines that you can use. So I just started going to the gym frequently because I couldn't bike there, and I started lifting. And so for a month I did do this goal, but I didn't do it for the rest of the year. Read more books. This one was one that I actually did. I actually had a goal of 10 books by the end of the year. I have officially reached, this is my book journal, I have officially reached 38 books. So I think there's a book that I'm almost done with. So I think it's going to be 39 books by the end of the year, but it's not 100%. But yeah, 39 books and versus the goal of 10 books. But I did focus on that. Like, this year was like my year of getting educated. So I did heavily focus. I hyperfixated on this specific goal. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you need a vibe. You need to have a vibe. You need to have a specific theme and then work towards that and have that be the rest of the year. But yeah, I also leave the house more often. I just don't go out of the house a lot. I do go out of the house 4 to 5 times to bike, but I usually just go on the bike. Like, I would go through the bike lane and then back home, and I would go out on a solo date once a week by myself, have some fun. But that's pretty much all I do. And so I wanted to get out of the house more frequently. That I didn't manage to do a lot. Like, I still don't leave the house frequently. I still am very much a homebody. Continue to work on my hobbies. Did I do that? I had like to learn and perfect 3 songs every 3 months, and I didn't do that. To continue creating more crochet project, I did not do that. And to draw 3 major pieces per month, I also did not do that. But that's the thing. I feel like I don't really care because I feel like tangible, like having very concrete goals with very concrete. I think my problem is I'm not really good at planning my day, so I don't really know how to like take these large goals and put them into smaller goals so I can do them every week. And maybe that is something I need to work on this year, but I don't know. I just really, really want to have a vibe and to have a general theme and general vibe. So I really want to do that this year. I want to have like a vibe that I want to do. So I do still want to continue reading. I think reading is and hopefully a lifelong sort of hobby that I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to ever stop reading. I think reading has been the best thing that I've done in my life. I think out of all the habits that have built up over the past 2 years that have benefited me, I think reading has been the best one. So I'm definitely plan on continuing to read as frequently as I do. However, I do want to have a first theme. The first theme of 2026 that I really want to do is I want to do more activities. And if you've watched one of my vlogs, you would have probably heard me talk about how I really, really wanted to do and start more activities. And that's why I started a book club. And right now, there's no one in the book club except me, my sister, and my best friend. But hey, baby steps, right? Baby steps. But I want to have, I think that we focus a little too much. I'm a very much a solo person. I love being alone. I love being introverted. And all the activities that I do, like biking, I bike alone. And all of my activities, like I go on solo dates. I go to cafes all by myself. I do things all by myself all the time. And I feel like, or I would do them with my family, but I feel like I need to meet other people. Like, I need to meet people. I need to grow as a person, and I cannot grow as a person if I continue to remain in my bubble. And by the way, don't get me wrong, I am all for like solidarity, and I'm all for isolation. I know this is crazy, but I think that if you want to grow as a person, you kind of have to be away from others so that you can find out who you really are outside of kind of social norms. And it is kind of hard to do that 100% because in the end, we're still going to be on the internet and we're still going to be affected by people on the internet and things happening all around us. So you can't do it 100%, but I do think that if you want to work on that, you do have to be isolated, right? But I also think it's so important to, while doing that, take time out of your day to still be around people and to build a community. And I believe in this more than ever. This past 2 years, I think maybe 3 now, I've been so super isolated because when I graduated in 2023, summer of 2023, I have not been talking to people outside that are not related to me. So I feel like I have been wanting to do that more often. I have been wanting to do more activities, meet more people, but also try new things. I want to try new hobbies. I want to do workshops. I want to run marathons. I want to do stuff like this. I want to do things that force me to speak to people. And I'm not a people person, and I don't like talking to people. I don't know if it's is it okay to say that, guys? Is it okay to say that? But regardless of, well, it's the truth. It's the truth. I was reading The Brothers of Karamazov, and there was a conversation that was had between two characters, and one of the characters was I hate people, but I love humanity. And I related to that so much. I hate people. I don't want to be around people quite a bit, but I love humanity. I would do anything for humanity. I want to save people. I want to make sure people have better lives and people have rights and everything, but also I don't want to be involved with people. I want to be as far away from society as fucking possible, which is kind of funny of me saying that and then saying, oh, I want to do activities with other people. But yeah, I do think that growing, you can do some growing all by yourself, but there is a little bit more of growing that you need to do, that in order for you to do, you kind of need to have others around you. And I feel like that is the theme of 2026 is I want to try new stuff. I want to do activities. And so if I would use 3 words for this, I would say activities, and then I would say adventure. What is the third word? Activities and adventure. I can't even think of the third word. But yeah, other than general feel or general thing that I want to focus on this year, I also want to have concrete goals. Like I said, I still want to write some, even though I just showed you all of these and I didn't write them down. I wrote them down, but I didn't do them. I still want to have goals, but I think that I've learned a little bit the past year, so I need to focus on creating a little bit more realistic goals, stuff that I could actually do. And I think I did that very well with my book goal. I put 10 books because the year before I read 7 books, so I was okay, 3 more, right? But I put a very modest goal, and I was very easily able to hit it. So I think that I need to work on that. I need to create more realistic goals and goals that I know that I will probably do, and then create more goals that are a bit more idealistic, because I do think that it's important to have something that you don't necessarily think you're gonna hit, but you kind of aim for, so that you kind of hit somewhere in the middle, right? But I have so for 2026, I will definitely write more concrete goals. And I think I'm going to focus on, like I said, meeting new people, making new friends. I think that's something I really want to do. I also want to try new things and kind of experience new things and learn new things that are outside of the realm of my house, outside the realm of my house and my family. That's another thing I want to do. And I also want to continue to learn and get educated. I think that reading is really amazing for that, but also I want to learn how to apply the knowledge that I am learning. This is something that I've read quite a bit of Substack articles about, where they're kind of how to apply the knowledge you're learning from books in real life. And I do think that's something that's a little bit hard to do. But I also believe that what you consume is going to, in some way, shape or form, shape the way you think and shape the way you act. And so I am getting affected by the books that I'm reading, and it is definitely pushing me in a different way, or in a way that I would have probably not have gone if I had not read that specific book. So I do think that I am probably still applying the knowledge that I'm learning, just maybe in a subconscious way. But I also want to find like a more conscious way of of reading books and applying the knowledge from books that in my real life. So that's something I want to work on this year as well. I also want to work on my YouTube, which is something that I have worked a little bit harder on the past few months, but I haven't, in even this entire year, I've actually been relatively consistent. I have taken a few months off over here and there, but I've been relatively consistent. But I also want to work on YouTube. I think I'm gonna put a goal of 100 subscribers. Is that too much? It's probably too much. I don't think I'm gonna hit it by the end of the year, but I'm gonna aim for 100. So yeah, this is my goal for this channel, is to hit 100 subscribers, and hopefully I can get that by the end of the month. But yeah, I've also seen like quite a few people who talk about like vision boards and making a vision board, etc. And I do think that's fun. Like, I did that last year and it was a lot of fun. I just don't think I've done quite a bit of the things that I've put in my vision board. I do think that vision boards are a little bit, I mean, maybe they're kind of good for people who are not quite imaginative as human beings. I do think there's a lot of people who are not very imaginative human beings. They can't really imagine things, and so maybe vision boards can help with that. But I'm a very imaginative person. I don't think I really need a vision board. But I think I'm still gonna do one this year, regardless of whether I think that I'm gonna do it or not. I'm still going to have a vision board. So, but I think for the vision board, I think I'm gonna. I have been kind of saving on my Pinterest some stuff, and I'll put some here on the screen. But they're mostly stuff that I think, like, the vibe and the way I want to dress, like the way I want my wardrobe to go. I think I have my style have been changing quite a bit, and I don't know. It's I think it's probably reflecting. I will show you guys the way it's reflected in the way of in the books and the notebooks I used to own. This used to be sort of I like very colorful, like loud stuff, and I still kind of do like stuff like this, but now I am coming more like this. This is becoming more of my style, and I don't know, I just like, my style has been changing, and so I have been saving sort of Pinterest, like sort of clothes that feel like how I wish to dress this next year. Another thing that I have been is just like regularly just like vibes of like what I want, and there's some that are really weird, but like I would see like I picture of the sink and I'll put it on there and here, and I'd look at that sink and I'll be like, that's how I want 2026 to feel like. And it was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, why this one specifically? I don't know, but this is the one that I want. This is how I want 2025 to feel like, you know what I mean? It's fucking weird, but yeah, I have been saving, like, back then I would put pictures of like bikes and swimming pools and like things that kind of reflect my goals. But I think this year I'm gonna go with vibes. I think vibes are very important. I think as a person, I'm a more of a vibe person. I'm a more of like, I want to feel the vibes. I want to feel the energy rather than just like concrete goals. And so I'm gonna work towards that. Another thing I really want to work on this year is like being less afraid and being more vulnerable as a person. I think that growing up, I have been very like closed off. I haven't been really the type of person that wants to be vulnerable, that wants to make mistakes, that want to look stupid, etc. And I think this year I'm gonna work on on this issue specifically, which is, I think it goes hand in hand with my main goals, which is basically activities and getting to know people and doing things that are outside of my comfort zone. It means being vulnerable and being in unfamiliar spaces. It means being like scared and terrified and all of that and all in between. So yeah, I've that's really what I want, not just like for my year of 2026, but also I think this channel itself is also pushing me in that direction, because it's very vulnerable to sit here and speak and to talk to people. So I do think I am on a relatively good path for this specific goal. But yeah, this is the first episode. I think it's still very, it feels very weird, but it's okay. We'll work towards it. It feels odd to sit here and talk and yap for so long. I'm actually a really good yapper. I love yapping. I will yap for hours if you let me. There's always things on my mind. So I think I'm going to have fun with this podcast. But for now, I think it's a bit awkward. But hey, it's the first episode. I also want to say something, which is something that I don't necessarily like when other fucking when other fucking YouTubers do it, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to tell you to subscribe, guys. You have to subscribe. Why don't you subscribe? I think that one time I said it, and I said it one time. I'm like, hey, if you want more videos about that, you should subscribe. And then I think like I got 3 subscribers out of that. So I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of effective. Maybe I should say this more often. So guys, oh my god, if you guys watch Adam McIntyre, you are nominated to subscribe. You have been nominated to subscribe. I nominate you to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, you've been nominated. Okay, sorry. I'm stealing Adam McIntyre's, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is the goal for this year. This is also the first lemon that I am planting over here, which is I don't know, plan in 2026, I guess. I have a few episodes for the next. I kind of like put out a few ideas of what the next episodes should look like. So I think I'm gonna talk about like performativeness and that whole trend. I also want to speak about agency. I want to speak about anti-productivity. Oof, that's a little bit hard of a subject to talk about, but I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about phone addiction and escapism, because I also that's something I heavily suffer from, and I'm also have been battling for like 2 years now. So yeah, I think I can have like some things to say about that. Like I said, like this specific podcast will not be very well planned, like well research. I think I'm just gonna sit here and yap for 30 minutes and upload that on YouTube, and I hope you guys don't mind. Anyway, if you wanna hear about my random thoughts and my rants, subscribe, and I will release one episode every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks I will release one episode of this podcast. Subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I hope this episode is good, because otherwise I may not post it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Bye